Now, I mentioned the Uluru Statement from the Heart, and I've asked an Indigenous Australian to read it so you can hear their voice and hear what they think from their heart. And perhaps it will give you some inspiration in relation to moving forward our work. So I'll now ask Indigenous Caucus and Indigenous Australian to read that statement, and hopefully you will be inspired.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Uluru Statement from the Heart. We gathered at the 2017 National Constitutional Convention, coming from all points of the southern sky, and to make this statement from the heart. Our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander tribes were the first sovereign nations of the Australian continent and had adjoined islands and possessed it under our own laws and customs. This our ancestors did according to the reckoning of our culture, from the creation according to the common law from the time immemorial, and according to the science more than 60,000 years ago. This sovereignty is a spiritual notion, the ancestral ties between land or Mother Nature and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who were born therefore remain attached thereto and must one day return hither to be reunited with their ancestors. This link is the basis of the ownership of the soil, or better, of sovereignty. It has never been ceded or is distinguished, and it coexists with the sovereignty of the Crown. How could it be otherwise that people possess a land for 60 millennia, and this sacred link disappears from world history in merely the last 200 years? With substantive constitutional change and structural reform, we believe this ancient sovereignty can shine through as a fuller expression of Australians' nationhood. Proportionally, we are the most incarcerated people on the planet. We are not an innate criminal people. Our children are alien from their families and at a unprecedented rate. This cannot be because we have no love for them, and our youth languish in detention centres in obscene numbers. They should be our hope for the future. This dimensions of our crisis tells plainly the structural nature of our problem. This is the torment of our powerlessness. We seek constitutional reforms to empower our people and to take a rightful place in our own country. When we have power over our destiny, our children will flourish. They will walk in two worlds, and their culture will be a gift to their country. We call for the establishment of a First Nations voice enshrined in the Constitution. The Makarrata is the culmination of our agenda, the coming together after a struggle. It captures our aspirations for a fair and truthful relationship with the people of Australia and a better future for our children based on justice and self-determination. We seek a Makarrata Commission to supervise the process of agreement-making between governments and First Nations and a truth-telling about our history. In 1967, we were counted, and in 2017, we seek to be heard. We leave base camp and start our trek across this vast country. We invite you too to walk with us in a movement of the Australian people for a better future.